Hey there, I'm Dr. Angie, and in this video, I'm going to be answering pet parents' questions about diet. So let's get started. Julie writes, could you point me in the right direction of a book or a cookbook that could explain how to feed raw to my dog who is losing large amounts of protein in his urine in terms I can understand? I get that. The diet can be really confusing. I generally don't recommend making your own raw diet. It can be done. You just want to know you have excellent sourcing. You want to know your butcher. You want to know how everything was handled. If you live locally and you want to do something that was more locally sourced and made, I would recommend Marty's Meals, although they do ship all over the US. You can find them at martysmeals.com. And then you want to make sure that your diet is balanced, and homemade diets are that aren't balanced are usually really flawed. So you're going to end up causing nutrient imbalances that are going to be really unhealthy for your pet long term. So you could work with a veterinary nutritionist, although most of them aren't going to support a raw diet. Or what I would recommend doing is getting the pre-made patties like by Instinct or Stella and Chewy's. There's a lot of great brands out there, and that's what I would recommend doing if you're feeling overwhelmed by the process. Because if you want to balance your own, you can. It's math. It can be done. It's just there's a lot of little details, and there are going to be a lot of supplements involved. So I hope that answers your questions, and let me know how it goes. Judith writes, my lab was diagnosed with diabetes and is on insulin. I'm having an impossible time getting her blood sugar levels down. I've been feeding her a low-grain diet until the recent info that it causes heart problems. Can you guide me to a food that would also help me lower her numbers but maintain her weight? She's now skin and bone. Also some info on supplements. I am so sorry. This must be really frustrating to watch. I think diabetes that can't be controlled is just so frustrating. First, as a veterinarian, I would say I want to make sure that we know why we're not being able to control her glucose. Did you just start, or have you been doing this for months? Because sometimes there can be underlying diseases that make it difficult for us to control her blood sugar. So it might be worth seeing a veterinary internist or talking to your veterinarian about testing for some underlying conditions that are making it hard for you. And then as far as the grain, no grain debate, if you're worried about it, because right now we really don't know what's going on. We think that there might be a problem with legumes in some dogs and taurine, but we don't know yet. So I don't have anything definitive to tell you, but it's certainly not wrong to switch to a diet without legumes. If you wanted to still stay low carbohydrate, you could also switch to like a canned diet. I don't know if switching to a raw diet right now would be the best idea. I would maybe switch to a canned, or you could do a home cooked. I don't think that grains for dogs are bad, but there are some dogs that are sensitive to grains. So if your dog's not one of them, feel free to add some grains in. And I understand that you're wanting to do a low carbohydrate diet, and I think you can still do that with the addition of some grains. I like rice and the ancient grains like millet, quinoa, and amaranth. And as far as supplements go, I do use Chinese herbs with my diabetic cases. I think that they can be helpful. If you can find a practitioner near you, if you don't live near me, then you can go to ivas.org, IVAS.org, or TCVM.com. So that's traditional Chinese veterinary medicine.com, and find a practitioner. I'd love to hear how it goes. If you have questions you want me to answer, you can find me at Angie@BoulderHolisticVet.com, and I will talk to you soon.